season for me, it's a new place, a new boat with new department heads.
Best thing to do is feed them alcohol.
I've never hit anything in my career, ever.
Bring me a naked man and bring him to me now.
Challenge accepted.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. It's the Below Deck Mediterranean edition. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-captain. It's the one and only Teresa.
Ahoy, everyone. How is everyone doing?
This band really rocks. Oh, my destiny is buying her album ASAP. As soon as I get some internet, I'm going to be downloading Destiny's album.
Oh, you thought you were being Sandy.
I don't know why you don't get my Sandy. I was watching it again.
Because that's not how she talks.
I was watching it again this week, and I'm like, that's exactly how Sandy sounds.
Is it?
Oh, this album is going to be in my top 10 very shortly.
Guys, please call in and tell him that he does not sound like
What are
Sandy.
you talking about? She's like, yeah, she's very like a little subdued. There's somewhat of this accent. Oh, this band really rocks.
No, she talks faster. She's from Florida.
I know she's from Florida. Not everyone's flying down here unless you
That's true.
unless you supercharged your wheelchair. If you got your Rascal on turbo, you might be flying down here. Oh, Destiny is quite the performer.
She does not. Oh my gosh.
You're terrible with acting. I'm not saying I'm nailing it, but I'm doing a parody of it.
Tell me to make someone's accent.
Who has a doable accent this season? I don't think anyone really does. I would say do Colin's accent from the previous season. Colin sailing yacht.
Okay.
Here we go.
A tiger can change his stripes.
Oh, that's a pretty good accent, little lady. Oh, that's
Not you. You are not a good Sandy.
Oh, you're kind of losing it.
No,
But
I'm not losing it.
I can't hear it over this
We're
Destiny
gonna turn
album.
this off.
I can't hear it over this Destiny album. It's Destiny's Child. Who's that? This Destiny is what I'm talking. I'll have a child with this Destiny.
This Destiny wants to be Lizzo so bad, but she's not.
She's not. I did a lot of research on Destiny because I was like, who is this? I need to know more. I did a lot of research. We'll get to it, but Lizzo is one of her inspirations. It's noted.
can tell.
It's noted on her Wikipedia.
I can tell.
It's bad, bitch o'clock. No, it's thick, 30. Don't get me started on Lizzo. I'm gonna party tonight. All right, we are here to talk about Below Deck Mediterranean Edition. Before we do, a little bit of housekeeping over here. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. It is a good time. You guys know we post memes. You guys know we post news to keep you updated. And of course, we love when you message us. So come on over to the Instagram, message us at Married to Reality Pod.
Yes, guys, message us, talk to us. It's usually gonna be me. John is speaking in the background.
I'm spying.
But come on over to Instagram, but not just that.
Oh, not just that.
Not just that.
Come on over to the Patreon, patreon.com/Married to Reality, because we're having a lot of fun over there. Of course, we are talking about the single life, and what a season that is.
Yes, it's one of my favorites. And guys, I loved the Sister Wives.
Seeking Sister Wife.
I'm like, there's nothing better than that. And then the Single Life season 3 happened.
I don't know if it's better.
Damn.
It's just as good.
It's different, but it's amazing.
Caesar and Natalie.
Yeah.
They are definitely stealing the show.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's good all across the board. So we're talking about that on Patreon. We've talked about Love is Blind After the Altar. That's on Patreon. We did a bonus episode for our family affair friends of Real Girlfriends in Paris. So that is on the Patreon. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/Married to Reality. There's all sorts of levels. There's levels where you just hear our voice like you're right now. That's the Cousins Club. There's levels where you get to watch us doing our Single Life podcast. That's on video. That's on the Family Affair level.
Yeah, guys, come over to the Patreon. It's the beginning of the month, so come over, join. But John also said you're going to modify the sign up.
I still need to do that. So basically, whenever you sign up, once I make this switch, whenever you sign up, you'll just get that reoccurring monthly charge on the date. So if you sign up on the 5th, you will get charged on November 5th and then December 5th. I have to do that. Remind me to do that when we finish recording.
Yes, but right now it's still the beginning of the month, the best time to sign up. So guys, come over to the Patreon. It's so much fun. And as John said, you have access to everything we've done over the past 3 months.
Is that so? We started July, August, September.
Yeah. It's October,
it's
my
a ton
dear.
Of content.
So it's a ton of content. You have access to all that and whatever's coming up.
Oh, yes.
So we'll do it. And we're thinking of doing something for Halloween.
Halloween.
Exactly.
Now's the time to get on there. Yes.
Yeah,
all right.
so come over. It's October. It's my favorite month.
Yes. That is the Patreon, patreon.com/marriedtoreality. Also, make sure you're following us here. All right, that doesn't change. We want to make sure you're following us here. So no matter what we drop, when we drop, you get it. It's so easy to do. You just look down, you smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as, I don't really want to admit it, but as hot as Destiny's songs. Because first I'm like, and then I was like, oh yeah,
You're
and I was like
bit?
jamming, and I'm like,
you and Sandy
not bad
over there.
at all. I'm like,
you
it's
and
not
Sandy
bad at all.
Doing hip bumps over
I
there
did
to
not
each
love
other.
her rapping. Okay. I don't think that was
Not
was
a
right.
strong suit. Okay.
Not strong. But once she got the song going, I was like, ladies and babies and all that,
Hello.
whatever she was singing about.
All right.
I was vibing it.
Yeah,
so
you were not
smash
alone.
It like it's as hot as that song.
You were not alone. All right, and last but not least, please, if you have not left a review, if you could do so, that would make our day, potentially make our week or month, depending on what kind of review you leave. And you know we read the 5-star ones on the 90-day pod, on that Monday night pod. So get them in. We'll read them. We love it. Thank you for everyone who has left a review, and thank you in advance if you're going to leave a review.
Yes.
All right. Enough is enough. Let's do it. Let's do our favorite segment. It's my favorite segment. I know it's your favorite segment. We do it every single week because somebody decided to name this boat Home. That is just a terrible name for a boat. It's a terrible name for somewhere you're trying to go and escape. So we watch the episode. We say, this would be a better name for a boat. And then we rename the boat in a little segment we call Boat Name the Segment. All right, ladies first, Teresa.
All right. And for those who listen to all our podcasts, you remember when I told John that next time we're doing his segment, I'm going to tear it apart.
Oh, boy.
Not this one, because I like both in the segment.
Yeah.
Wait for Monday.
This is a mutual segment.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Guys, don't be disappointed if I'm not tearing him apart.
All right, good.
All right. Boat name number 1. You ready?
Couldn't be more ready.
Aloha.
Oh, very nice, Teresa.
And apparently I Googled, aloha not only means hello, it also means goodbye. And that's what I'm going for.
Sort of like shalom. That means
Shalom,
hello
yes.
and goodbye. Interesting. Aloha,
So
fantastic name.
Yeah, like ahoy in Czech. Hello and goodbye.
Oh, there you
So
go.
aloha to Jason and aloha because of the Hawaiian night.
Love it. What a great name. All right. You said Jason. Well, I'll start with the Jason one. Sometimes, and this has happened in the past, I've said it before, sometimes a crew member just says something and it perfectly encapsulates everything. I think it was Storm who said the homeless pirate, and I thought that's a great name for a boat. Jason said something this episode, and I said that's a boat name. He said he does not have a man bun, Teresa. He has a party pony. The party pony. The party pony. All aboard the party pony. That is my first boat
I
name.
like it and I missed it. When did he say it?
When the guests arrived, they're like, oh, that's a nice man bun. And he's like, it's a party pony.
Ooh, okay. I like it.
All
I
aboard
like
the
it.
party pony. Choo-choo.
Speaking of the party,
Okay.
my boat name number 2,
Oh,
right?
boy. Yes.
We didn't see Destiny's Child performing,
We sure did not.
but we saw Destiny's Sailors partying.
Huh?
Destiny's Sailors.
Oh, Destiny's Sailors.
Oh my gosh, I feel like we have to take this again.
Sometimes you just got to give me a second, Teresa. Sometimes the genius is so genius that it takes me
Too genius. I'm too genius. So I'll take
Destiny's
that.
Sailors.
Yes.
I love it. I think you're 2 for 2. Let me go with one.
Okay.
That has to do with Destiny. Destin C. Oh, that would be pretty good. Destin C. Maybe SCA. Also, here's my second boat name, okay? That one didn't land. Here's my second boat name. This is more of a visual gag. You kind of have to see this. Destiny came out. She performed.
Yes.
Some would say she serenaded the crowd. She sang directly to them. She gave them a special gift. So my boat name would be Serenade, S-E-A.
You love playing with C.
Serenade.
Okay.
Okay? Serenade on the sea if you need.
All right.
But that's my second boat
It's
name.
not bad. Not your
It's not bad.
strongest one.
It's not bad. I would agree with you. I would agree. All right. Last but not least, Tracy.
All right.
Your third boat name, please.
My third boat name to close out this segment and the episode, it would be Storm Out.
Oh, another storm pun. You've had it in the past? You've had a storm.
I did, yeah.
Most definitely had a storm in the past. All right, storm out. Storming out.
Storming out. I first was going to go with a bad storm because he sucks.
Bad storm. I like bad storm.
Yeah, but then I was like, storm out because he's out. He stormed out. He's just storm out.
Say no more, Teresa. Storm out is your third boat name. Another solid boat name. I would say you are 3 for 3 this episode. My last boat name. Okay, this was if you weren't paying attention, if you blinked, you would miss it. But when the guests were doing the deck yoga, ooh, it was a sight to see. We got a little more than we paid for. They were giving a lot away for free when they were doing that yoga, right? So, my boat name, not yoga, Woga. All aboard, get on board. You're going to see some Woga.
This is the dumb name, but I like it.
That's my third and final boat name.
All right. Not bad.
That, our friends, is boat name.
The segment.
The segment.
All right, let's pick up where we left off.
An hour.
Someone's gonna aloha.
An hour till the next charter. So time is of the essence. And yes, we left last week's episode with Jason and Storm having a word.
Yes.
And now we have Jason storming off.
Storming off, yeah.
Okay.
And Jason said, I feel closer to the fish in the ocean than I feel to the deck crew.
Do you feel bad for Jason at all?
I honestly,
like you do. You sympathize with Jason.
Because you know why? Because I don't like Storm. I liked Storm at the beginning, and I just don't like him anymore. I don't think he's a good boss.
Interesting. I'm not going to go that far and say he's a bad boss.
I'm not saying he's bad, but he's not good. It's because he talks shit behind people's back. And I think he complains to Sandy without making it sound like he's complaining. He's being a little sneaky.
Yeah.
I don't like how, and I get it. This is his first rodeo.
Yeah.
He's never been in Boston before, so I get it. But he did a few things I just didn't like. And he's just too much.
All right. I'm not totally going to agree with you.
Okay,
but
that's
I will not disagree with you because I think you're making some points. So Jason thinks he's going to quit. He thinks he's kind of out of there.
Well, he is
loose.
because he goes downstairs and he starts packing.
He starts packing, but Storm goes and has a word with Sandy to fill her in on what happened and explains the issues. And she's kind of like, well, just tell me what's going on here. And he said, well, Jason doesn't jive with the team. And Sandy's like, all right, that's all I need to hear. But can we hang on to him until I have time to find someone else? So she requests, because they don't want to be a man down. We've seen charters being a man down, being a woman down, and it's not good for anyone. It's not good for the guests. It's not what they paid for. Yeah. So Sandy requests that Storm says, can we just have Jason stay?
I also feel like Sandy likes Jason, so I think when Storm said, he doesn't want to be here, and Sandy's like, well, I don't want someone who doesn't want to be here, but you could see that she's not like buying it 100%. And it's like, I know Jason doesn't want to be there, he wants to quit, but I just feel like she doesn't buy that it's all Jason's fault as Storm portrays it.
I think you're probably right.
So let's hear it, because Jason to the bridge.
Yes.
He comes and Sandy's like, you know what? I get it. There is a personality conflict. It happens. You need rhythm in a team, which is very true.
People just don't gel. You need rhythm, like when Destiny's performing. She has quite the rhythm, Jason. Maybe you can take a note from Destiny.
Well, they need to gel, that's for sure. But she said, you know what?
I have a little gel in my hair. Can you tell? I'm getting ready for Destiny.
Oh my gosh, you have to stop because this is getting very creepy.
It's so Sandy. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, but she likes Jason. She's like, you know what? You've always been nice to me and respectful. And so could you please stay one more charter?
Yes.
And Jason's like, absolutely. And that's why I like Jason. He's not being a total asshole, even though he hates every second of it.
And it's a good point because it's not like he just dislikes Storm and he's like, all right, I don't want to leave everyone high and dry. He doesn't like anyone, but he's willing to stay there and do his job and help out.
Well, I think he likes Sandy, so.
I think he likes Sandy. And word gets around, small industry, him doing this will go a long way in his career because Sandy will have nothing but positive things to say about him.
Yes.
All right. Should we do the preference sheet meeting?
Let's do it. So it's charter number 6. It's a shorter one, just one night.
It's a shorter, just one night charter.
It's
Maisha Griffin, who is an IT project manager, who is vacationing with all of her successful girlfriends, and they are ready to let loose and get drunk. Here's what I noticed, and maybe I mentioned it before. We're getting a lot of gender-specific charters. There's no like families. There's no husband and wife, couple friends. It's all like all the boys, all the girls, all the ladies, all the men, right?
True.
So I just found that interesting. But they're ready to let loose. They're ready to get drunk. Not too loose. They can't get too loose because there's a lot of stipulations on this preference sheet.
Yes, a lot of food restrictions. There is a vegan on board. There is someone who doesn't like fish but wants to do surf and turf.
Okay.
And then
no pork, poultry, turkey, red meat, or animal dairy products.
Yeah. So which leaves us with a lamb, which someone loves. I think it's the primary.
I think Maisha likes the lamb. Okay. But yeah, again, just really the chef gets all the curveballs.
Yeah.
There's really no one else on the crew who shows up to work and that day is like, what am I going to do? You either have the slide or you don't have the slide. You can either call and get a performer or you can't. But Dave is like, well, I need to somehow satisfy all these people. I need to feed them. They have all these restrictions and there's no excuse. I can't just be like, sorry, we couldn't make this happen.
Yes, but for someone who is a creative person, I always love a challenge because if you succeed, it feels much better than if the assignment is simple.
That's a good point. And I'm sure he does view it as a creative challenge.
Yeah. And I think it might be a little annoying, but I feel like if he gets everything he needs to know from the start, he can plan. If other people come along like Natasha or Kyle and ruin it for him as he's in it, that's a whole other issue. That I feel bad for him. But this seems like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? Well, let me think. Let me come up with something to satisfy everyone. I get it. And I almost feel like it makes it better because if you can take a challenge like this and turn it around so everyone's happy, all these picky people, then you get this like inner satisfaction. At least I would.
Well, and you get immediate validation, which is nice. Like you go up, you bring the food and they're like, this is amazing. This is the best food I've ever had. Like you get that fulfillment right there, which I think makes it easier. I mean, he hasn't really gotten shit on too much this season. That would probably put an end to that desire.
I don't think he gets shit on at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
And Marcos didn't either, besides that one sport dude who just did
Chucky.
not. Yeah, Chuck, he did not like his omelette, but then he said the food was the best he's ever had. Like
had better food at McDonald's.
Well, yes, and then he at the end of the charter he said the food was amazing. So
yeah. Anyway, there's one other little caveat to this preference sheet, which is they want a local performer to come aboard. And what do you know? The owner of the boat has a connection to none other than the Maltese pop star Destiny.
Wait. Okay, so here is what I got very confused.
Yes.
I thought Destiny's friends somehow or know someone who knows the primary.
No, it's a surprise. All they said was, when we're on board, we would love a local performer. It could have been anyone. It could have been the local host of karaoke night. It could have been the guy who plays on the street corner. But because the owner of Home is clearly well-to-do and probably has connections, he's got a connection to Destiny. So they were able to work that out. I just find it funny. I didn't know how it was going to go because it's not like they know who Destiny is. When she walks in, they're not like, oh my God, it's Destiny.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know if this is really going to pay off, but
I think it was good. And also because I think it was a good exposure for Destiny. She's a local pop star.
We'll get to Destiny.
Okay.
Well, it's good American exposure.
She's on an American TV. These ladies can go back to wherever they're from.
Yeah, I don't know if I caught where they're from.
I didn't catch it either, but they keep like, oh my gosh, guys, this performer, Destiny, look her up on Spotify. Like, she's gonna get some love.
Yeah, true. Okay. So Destiny, she's going to be there. The food's going to be great. Wonderful. We see Storm and Natalia. They're talking. Things are on again. They're very on again, off again. They're very on again, off again type of couple. They're on again.
Yes. And I mean, yes, Natalia is probably a little crazy and when it comes to commitment because she's never had any and we talked about it last time. But apparently, I think I can read Storm, especially when he said this wasn't the first time that someone told me to slow down. I think he's the type of person who's like, when he's in, he's all in.
Oh, yeah.
But he's all in from the beginning. And I think it can be overwhelming for some people. I would find it overwhelming too when he would be just so much, so deep into something that if the other person isn't vibing it, if the other person wants to take it a little slower, it can be very scary.
What I would be curious to know is whoever told him to slow down in the past, was it a fellow Yachty?
Oh.
Because I could imagine that circumstance accelerates a relationship. Think about it. When you meet someone in everyday life, there are things that get in the way of you guys seeing each other all the time. You have jobs. You live in separate towns or neighborhoods, or right? Here, you work together 24/7.
Yeah.
You live together.
Yeah.
Very closely. And so you have the opportunity to, one, get to know the person very fast and feel like you're making strides quicker than you would off the boat. But also, you're just around them all the time. So you have opportunity to smother them. Like, you don't get the opportunity to smother someone in the beginning of a relationship, except like you could text them all the time.
Yeah.
But so I wonder, did Storm move too quickly for another fellow Yachty? Because again, you're living together, you're seeing each other all the time, and if he's just that effusive with his love, it could come across as being too fast.
I can see that.
But either way, he's going to try to slow it down for Natalia, and now his main focus is going to be this charter and keeping Jason in line.
Keeping Jason in line, yes. And I don't know if you picked up on it, but this was probably the best charter for both of them.
Jason was so good. I honestly thought Storm was going to be like, you know what, man? Just keep doing this. You're great. Please stay. And who knows? That could still happen, although I don't think, because they called in the backup and all that.
I think once he said he wants to leave, that was kind of a no-no for Sandy, because I get it. You don't want to have someone on board who doesn't want to be there, because you can be amazing, but if you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, you're probably not going to perform as well. You're probably not getting along.
But he performed great.
Yes, he did.
And I think the reason there was friction with him and the other crew members is because he wasn't performing this well. So if he just performed like this the entire time, I think everyone would love everyone.
But that's the thing. I don't think he performed that bad. I just think that he talked back to Storm. I'm not saying that's good. You shouldn't talk back to your boss. And it just went all down from that. And then every single time he did something that wasn't to Storm's standard, or maybe it was, he found something else to pick on, right? If Z was cleaning the handles.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. The
and
railing.
Yeah. And it was as good as Jason did it, Storm would be like, okay, good job. He wouldn't go after and start cleaning it after Z.
Right.
But because of Jason, he probably saw one tiny thing that was wrong and he started going hard on it, saying, oh my gosh, like Jason cannot do anything right. Because he already had this idea of Jason in his head.
That's a good point. And to add to that, maybe Storm saw some things this charter that he didn't love about Jason, but in his mind, he's going, well, Jason's done after this. I'm not even going to bring it up. So that's why it seems so frictionless, because Storm's just like, well, this is going to take care of itself in a day.
Yeah. And I almost feel like, I think what Jason's doing is smart, because if he stayed on, things could get worse.
Yeah.
And that it would it could ruin his reputation, right?
Yeah.
Right now, when he's saying we don't get along, let me just move on and do something else. That almost shows like, okay, well, he has some sort of a judgment.
I think it was also super helpful that it was only, I think, a day-long charter or a one-night charter. Like, it made it super easy for him to just be like, all right, I'm going to put my head down. I'm going to do this thing
Yeah.
for 24 hours or however long it is and get off. So, all right, that is what it is. I think this is a good time to take a break
All right.
because when we come back, the guests are going to arrive.
All right.
All right, we'll be back in a second. And we're back.
Ahoy, Jonathan.
Ahoy, Teresa.
How's it going?
I can't wait for Destiny.
Oh my
to
gosh, I
perform.
can. You know what it is?
Oh.
It's not the voice, it's your face.
Because no one else can see me.
It's your face.
No one else
It's
can
so
see me.
creepy.
But I put my teeth together
Yeah.
and like.
Guys, he puts all his teeth out, including his gums, and he looks
Aw.
so creepy.
Yes. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Well, don't look at me when I do it. Now I'm embarrassed.
No, you don't have
No.
to be embarrassed in front of
Oh,
me. I just
Teresa.
I just say you do a
Teresa.
creepy Sandy.
Okay. All right. Let's get these guests on board. They arrive, and it immediately turns into a dance party with Natasha because
Yes.
this crew loves to twerk. We've seen it before. I'm sure we'll see it again. This crew cannot stop. They are twerking for the weekend. They are working the twerk.
Yes, and classic, welcome drinks, a tour, a twerk, showing off the boat.
And unpacking of the bags. Which,
So many bags.
So many bags for so few days.
What? Okay, I get it. You pay for the experience and unpack it for you, but you're only staying one night.
Here's the thing. They unpack it for you.
They don't pack it
It
for
doesn't
you.
seem like they pack it
But
for you.
I
So
thought
I'd
they
be,
did.
maybe you have the option. Maybe like, you know what? I just want to get everything back where I
Yeah.
know it should be. But if I was the guest, I would say, I'm here for one night. Save me the trouble. I can get one more drink on the deck if I don't have to be down here packing tomorrow.
Yeah.
So just leave it in the I'll live out of the suitcase for 36 hours.
Yeah.
But I guess that's not the experience.
That's not the experience. They paid for it, so
Sure.
Natalia is unpacking.
Yes. They set sail, and Z was getting some love from one of these guests, Whitley. Z was
Oh yeah, the vegan.
because was Whitley the vegan?
Yeah, she was the vegan. She was the one who
The
was like,
Zegan. Hello.
oh, she was looking at the menu. She's like, what is the veggie option?
Oh.
She, what is it? She was also sweating.
She's very sweaty.
Sweaty, but very pretty.
Gorgeous. But yeah, you could see that pit sweat, which I'm going to give her a pass because I feel like I would be the same way, not only in the sun, but you have the cameras on you and it's
Yes.
just a lot. But they were talking, Whitley and Z were talking about zodiac signs. Mm-hmm. To me, tell me if I'm wrong. You, last time I checked, are a woman. This seems like a pickup line. If a woman is ever talking to a man about zodiac, oh, what's your sign? To me, that seems like a pickup line.
Well, for some, but I know people who are so into that they would ask your birthday, your sign, and then they kind of make a picture and see if you guys can get along or if you can be friends or not.
But this is just a crew member. You don't need to pull him aside and be like, so what's your zodiac? If you're not feeling him.
Well, I'm sure she was feeling him. I mean, Z is cute, but
You settle down over there.
when I was an au pair, right,
Mm-hmm.
the mom she's very, very, very deep into astrology. She has a person in Hawaii she calls to, talks
boy.
about the future. So she did it with me. She told her, she asked me before I came here as an au pair, when is my
No
birthday,
way.
at what time I was born. So I told her, and then she was a little freaked out because I'm a Pisces. And apparently her sign doesn't get along with Pisces. But the fortune teller or whatever you call it said,
Astrologist.
no, astrologist, Teresa's going to be different.
Oh.
You should take her on because she has something special about her that you will get along. And we became besties, like as good of a friends as we could be when we worked. Well, I worked for her, right? But she always told me, she goes like, I can't believe I like you so much because you're Pisces. She's
Yeah,
like, I
so
don't
maybe
like
stop
Pisces.
stop believing in it, huh? That'll never cross her mind. She's just like, oh, this is weird. This is the one time where this doesn't check. How about it just stop believing in it then?
But if she said she met many Pisces before and she hated all of them, and all of a sudden I'm a Pisces.
But think about it. She's going to go into those interactions being like, I'm not going to like this person. Unless she hated the person and was like, all right, you got to tell me what's your sign. And then found out. But if you have this predisposition, you think you're not going to like someone, you're not going to like them.
That's true. I don't believe in that stuff.
I don't know enough about it to believe it or not believe it.
I'm interested. Like I would do a reading because I'm curious how much of my personality someone can get right based on this, right? So I would do it. I'm not saying I would 100% believe it, but I would be curious to hear.
I just hate generalizing anything. And so when you're saying, oh, everyone who's born in March is going to be very similar in this aspect, I'm like, I don't buy that. No,
but I think a lot of people born in March are more on the creative side, are more emotional.
Nah. I could debunk that.
That's true. I know someone born in March and not creative at all. Actually, not at all. I'll take it back. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what? No, everyone's different. Whether you were born in the same month or not, you guys are different for good. It's good to be different.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Everyone's different. Oh.
Exactly. All right.
All right.
Lunch is served. Some Moroccan-style couscous, kale and broccoli salad with smoked broccoli, lamb sous vide. Like, this is a no-joke lunch.
Uh-huh.
This is not a couple turkey sandwiches. This is no joke.
This is a European-style lunch because, as you know, in Europe, we eat big lunches and small dinners.
But I think they did a big lunch, big dinner. They had two entrees.
If you pay for it, then yes.
But yes, this was great. This looked good. We get a little clip of Sandy calling Norma, the yacht agent.
Yeah.
And she's calling in for backup. She needs a deckhand to replace Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Norma's got someone.
Yes.
But did you notice the editing of this call? So Sandy calls Norma. Hey, Norma, I'm looking for a new deckhand because my current deckhand. Great, you have someone perfect. They cut out what she said after my current deckhand. Like, what was the reason she told Norma? Is there some reason we don't know that is the real reason Jason's leaving and they're cutting it out?
No, I just think that maybe she said Jason is not getting along with the crew and he wants to, or like just said, oh, my current deckhand wants to leave.
So why'd they edit it out? That's my only, it was so
I don't know.
Obvious. Do you have a new deckhand? Need a new deckhand. My current deckhand is, oh, that's great. It's like, all right. Unless Norma couldn't wait to push this new deckhand on Sandy,
unless
so
they
she
kept
cut her off.
chatting about it and they just
They're like,
decided
it's too long.
Yeah, it's too long.
Yeah.
But we all heard why Jason's leaving, so.
True. All right. So then we have dinner prep with Dave. Surf and turf is going to be the main entree.
Yes, but 3 of them don't eat lobster because usually you do like a lobster and a steak.
I think so, yeah.
So 3 of them don't eat lobster, and 1 is a vegetarian. A vegan. So and he said he has a sea bass for the vegan. I don't think vegans eat fish.
No, it'd be pescatarian.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all wacky.
It's all over the place, but it's a Hawaiian style surf and turf.
So I don't know why you just don't go full luau theme though with the food. Like surf and turf to me doesn't go with a luau. Now, granted, not everyone's going to want a pig with an apple stuffed in its mouth, but this seemed like zero nod to the luau.
I hate surf and turf.
I
think it doesn't go together.
I've never had it.
It's a steak.
It's a lobster. I don't love surf.
I love a good lobster roll. If you get it like New England, it's like really good. I love it. I love if you catch a fresh lobster. I've only done it once. And
you caught a lobster?
I didn't, but we bought a fresh lobster with my aunt and uncle when I went to Providence with them 15 years ago.
Okay.
And it was great because like you do it at home and we just bought these lobsters. We boiled them ourselves. We ate them. Right? And it was an experience, but I don't love getting a lobster at the restaurant.
It's from what I can see, if you need to wear a bib, it's quite the big event.
Yes. They spray you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a good lobster roll, give me.
All right.
But yeah, surf and turf, I feel like if I'm in a mood for a steak, I'm not in the mood for seafood. That's kind of my thing.
100%.
Or if I'm in the mood for seafood, I don't want to mix steak in it.
I would love to know how that became such a thing. Because it's such a thing. But how?
I've only had it once at a work dinner back in New York because everyone was getting it, so I got it.
Yeah.
And I know your sister had an option at her wedding, but I didn't get it because I knew I don't like it.
Yeah, they don't mash up any other
Yeah.
foods like that.
No.
It's not like, oh, here's a taco and lasagna.
That sounds horrible.
Right? But it's sort of the same idea. It's like two completely different styles. Seafood, I guess seafood and steakhouses, they are kind of one and the same. But yeah, I'm either in the mood for steak or I'm in the mood for seafood. But
people apparently people love it.
Because it's a little flashy. When you're feeling a little, you go surf and turf when you're feeling a little flashy. No, I don't want just the fillet. Put some lobster on that. It's a little bit of a power move. It's a power move.
I guess.
All right. So then we see Storm talking to Sandy about how he wants to delegate and choose someone as lead decky before this new decky arrives. And his only concern is, well, I think Courtney is the one, but Z is my friend.
Here's the thing. Is she really better than Z, or is he thinking, Z, as he says, he is my friend, so if I give it to Z, would people think, of course you give it to your friend? Or if you give it to a girl who's doing great, would I be portrayed as like, you know what? I separate friendship from work. Here you go, Courtney.
That's a very interesting
Because like right now, I really don't know who's better. I know Courtney's doing great, but I also know that Z's doing great.
Yeah, it would seem like a little bit of nepotism if Z got the promotion. But just judging on the edit, Storm is giving Courtney a lot of kudos. It's always like, great job. Oh, thank you. So
yeah,
she definitely seems to deserve it.
Oh, no. I'm not saying
right.
she isn't, but I'm saying I think she deserves it as well as Z. But he keeps saying, Z is my friend. I don't want to hurt him. But I think that's what he says out loud. I think deep down he says, Z is my friend. If I promote him, I'm going to get shit from people. People are going to think like, of course you promoted your friend.
Yeah. That's a good point. So, okay. Then the sound tech arrives. Destiny's sound tech. He's loading in enough equipment for like a Rolling Stones concert.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, like how big of a star is Destiny? And now you can tell me because you Googled.
Okay, so Destiny. I looked her up. Because I saw her, she came on the boat, and I was like, there's very little fanfare. Like, no one's like, oh my God, do you need a water? If Beyonce walked onto the boat, she'd have a VIP room for her to go to. She would, water, do you want a drink? Do you need anything? Destiny just walks and just stands there. So I'm like, okay, she's this pop star? Well, let me look her up. She won the Junior Eurovision Song Contest in 2015. She was on Britain's Got Talent. And made it to like the semifinals. And now she's a coach on The Voice Kids in Malta. So she's not really a pop star. She's like a TV star. She's just been on all these competition TV shows.
But she can sing.
Decently.
Yeah.
Decently.
I liked it. Not the rapping part. I mean, that's what I was like, you're trying to be Lizzo. And not just the way she looks, but also like the way she sings and raps.
Style of music.
Because that's what Lizzo does too. But Lizzo can do it.
Yeah.
I liked her singing, don't get me wrong. I just feel like I would love to know how to rap. I cannot. I don't think many people can rap. So just if you can sing, just sing, girlfriend.
I liked her energy. I thought she got the guests really into it. Everyone was having a good time. Like she was for me, she was an entertainer over a singer. I thought her voice was fine. It was decent, but I liked just the way she engaged the crowd and everyone was having a good time.
First, I didn't think that's gonna happen because she seemed very like, all right, okay, thanks. Like very like low energy. I'm like, you need a Red Bull or something or vodka. But then she like hit it. Yeah.
It was fun. She only did one song though, like all that equipment for one song.
Unless we only saw one song. Again, like this is only 50 minutes or...
Very true. Very true. All right. Then we see there's a little confusion between Kyle and Dave with the dinner. So Kyle offered sea bass to everyone.
Yes, because he's like explaining the dinner. He said we have a surf and turf and sea bass, and the lady's like, "What if we want both?" And he's like, "No problem,
Yeah.
no problem." But they've only made the sea bass for the vegan, which again I don't understand because she didn't even eat it.
Well, she's vegan, of course.
Well, yeah, I know she's a vegan, not a pescatarian. So Kyle goes downstairs to the galley and tells Dave what he did, and Dave is like,
Yeah, fuck me.
okay, well, so he went upstairs, presented the food, and ran down to make sea bass for everyone.
Yeah.
I think I have to say, luckily he had all the sea bass.
And yeah, that's where I go. Is this just for show? Like,
Well, I feel like you always have to get extra.
you got to get extra.
Yeah.
But 1 sea bass and 6 sea bass, I feel like is very different. But
Well, I guess he got a fish, a sea bass, and
and
then
then
you
you
cut
could
in the
fillet it
little
up.
fillet because you saw those were like smaller portions.
very true. All right. We kind of talked about this dessert in a show on the Sun Deck where Destiny came up and she did everything. And I just want to reiterate, holy cannoli, she is freaking awesome.
It's fucking awesome. Give
San-
me her CD.
Sandy loves
Sandy
her.
was like hitting the dance floor.
It made, and that's what I'm saying. Like, your job as a performer is not to hit the high note; it's to give everyone a good time. Mm-hmm. And this isn't your album, this isn't your record, so I'll cut her some slack for not sounding the best. But she delivered. She came there, she put on a show, everyone partied. It was great, and Sandy loved it, the crew loved it, the guests loved it. It was fun, and then they had to bring all the equipment back to the boat.
And so everyone's helping but Natasha and Kyle because Natasha's making drinks and Kyle is doing something. And Natalia gets pissed because she's helping, Courtney's helping, Z is helping. But if Natasha was doing something, Kyle seemed to be doing something too. Someone has to keep making the guests happy.
The argument was the guest can wait 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I would say probably not.
No, I would say I like Natalia, but this time, like, you're not yelling at the right people. You have the whole deck crew to help.
That Destiny's sound guy can wait 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Let the drinks go out, and
Yeah.
then if he needs help,
That's the thing, because who's paying for all this? Not Destiny. So
Destiny got
let's get the
paid.
drinks going. Like I was like, well, what's your problem, Natalia?
there's just tension there.
Yes.
This is one of those situations where every little thing is going to set you off because
Mm-hmm.
they're just opposed to each other now.
And then Kyle calls her a mental to Natasha,
Oh boy.
which, okay, well, you have a problem. But what I didn't like that Natasha agreed. I'm like, you are the leader. You should not agree to something like this. You should just be like, Kyle, like, don't worry about it. I'll talk to her or say
Right.
something.
She's not the most professional.
No, not at all. And the fact that Kyle calls her a mental and she's like, yeah, she is. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, if I found out that my boss said something like this, I would so go to the HR, or I would not want to stay working for a person like that.
There's no
100% not.
On the high seas.
Well, there is no, but there is Sandy.
True.
And it's like if someone saw, if she heard, I would be so mad because it's just not professional.
I agree.
So.
I agree. So, okay, the guests, they finally call tonight around 2 a.m. Then the next morning, we get that yoga scene.
Mm-hmm.
None of the crew does the yoga with them. I was trying to see, right? There's no one's leading the yoga. It's just
No.
amongst the guests.
I think they know what to do. Also, don't do yoga in a tiny bikini because you can see it all.
Woga.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw it all. And then Sandy just tells Storm, because of the weather, we're going to stay on anchor for the next charter.
Speaking of, okay, guests are having breakfast. The breakfast burritos looked great.
I didn't see.
Breakfast burritos looking yummy, and I have to say I perfected my breakfast. I call it the sunny side up and down tacos
Well, tell me more, Teresa, please.
because I love my favorite egg style is sunny side up. That's probably all I eat. And I like hard-boiled eggs too, but sunny side up. So I did it last time. I put in a taco, and it was a mess because sunny side up gets a little watery, right? So what I do now, I do sunny side up, and then I flip it, do sunny side down just a little bit so it's not that watery, and then I put it on my taco, and it's great.
Is that a real technique or you came up with that?
I came up with it as far as I know.
Nice.
As far as I know, put a little bit of cheese.
I heard you talking about it this morning, Karina. I just ignored
You
it.
weren't excited for
No,
me
I
at
was like, I
all.
don't know what's going on over there.
Sunny side up and down.
I love the
taco.
name.
Thank
I
you.
love- yeah,
Thank you.
smart. All right. So the guests depart. Maisha says everyone was wonderful, patient, serves with a smile, hands over the tip, and that takes us to the tip meeting time, where Sandy was very happy with everyone. From the interior to the exterior, killed it. Jason, you've always been awesome. Grateful for you.
She appreciates him. And for a one-night charter, 14,000.
Hello, $12.72 a person.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. So, okay, the crew's got to turn around the boat, and we should mention this whole time, but it comes to a head here. Natasha's boyfriend has just been texting her and texting her. He will
Out of
not.
control.
I hope he's got an unlimited plan because he will not stop texting her. And he's like, "I love you. I hope that's still the case in a few weeks," which is a threat, I think. But she does not seem to care. I feel like she wishes he would fall out of love with her and leave her alone.
And she's crying, and she's like, "I'm lost. I don't know what to do." And Kyle is like, you have a job to do. Eyes are on you. You have to work." And I liked it. It was a good pep talk.
It is a good pep talk. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
You do have a job to do. You do have eyes on you.
Yep.
So just forget about this crazy boyfriend. Just do your job.
Yes. So she does. And that takes us to the crew night out.
Yes. Jason says, "I'll stay on," because first Storm said he'll stay on anchor watch.
Yeah.
And Jason's like, "I'll do it."
So I know the answer to this. It's not even a question, but it's Jason's last night. He should probably go celebrate.
I don't think he wants
But
to.
nobody's friends with it. Like, nobody likes him, so they're not throwing him a going away party.
No, and I don't think he wants to. Like, I'm sure they would be fine with him going. I don't think he
100%.
wants to go, and I think it's last night for him. He's gonna leave tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's gonna catch a flight or whatever he's gonna do. So he's like, "Sure, I'll stay on anchor watch." And I almost feel like, is Storm regretting this? Because
That's what I'm
Jason is
saying.
not bad.
That's what I'm saying. I think this last charter proved that, you know what, if I just ease up and we just let everyone do their job, it'll get done. And maybe Storm is, because you never know, right? The unexpected, the devil you don't know is worse than the devil you do. You know, Jason.
Yeah.
Who's this next person that's coming in? They don't know. It could be worse.
Could be worse.
Speaking about could be worse, what was Kyle wearing?
That wasn't bad.
What was that? It
was
looked like
like a-
Aladdin or something.
Yeah, it was a vibe.
All right.
Not for you.
I was thinking about wearing that tonight. Not for
Please
me.
don't.
Not for me.
Not for you, but he pulled it off.
It looks fine. All right. So they get to the restaurant and they start talking about this new decky who's coming and who's going to be joining the team. They're like, is this going to be the lead decky?
All right. Tell me if I'm wrong, but Z and Storm were visibly drunk. Like, their eyes were like little off. Like, they were drunk. Or very close to being very drunk.
Didn't pick up on that. I would not think you're wrong. I don't see why they wouldn't be drunk. But they could also just be tired.
Yes, true.
But they were clearly drinking. And that is why when Storm was like, I think I'm going to break the news tonight to Courtney, Natalia's like, I don't think you should. This isn't the time. We're all out drinking.
Yeah.
This isn't a work environment. We're not at the office.
Well, she's very much against doing work or talking about work outside of
you're
work.
so true.
So true.
Dare bring up work.
But she brings a good point, because this is not an easy conversation for half of these people, aka for Z.
Yeah.
Doing it while drinking is a bad idea, because if he has a reaction, you don't have a Captain Sandy to be there to support you. You're drunk, he's drunk, it's gonna go bad.
Here's the main reason I didn't love it. Because Storm eventually calls Z and Courtney aside to tell them the news. And Storm's like, well, Courtney, you're the new lead deckhand. And Courtney says to the camera, is this real? Like, I don't know what to believe because we're out drinking. Like,
Exactly.
this is a huge moment for her, but it's sort of diminished because of the environment. It would be so much more professional and empowering if it was Courtney to the bridge and then, hey, a really great job. I want to promote. Like, she missed out on that.
Yeah, for sure. And if he wanted to break the news, he should have broken the news before they went out.
That's
You
a good
should have
point.
called, and then you can celebrate or talk to Z if he wants to talk. But this was such a bad move, and especially if they looked drunk, but let's say they're not, they will get drunk, and the next day they'll wake up, they'll be like, okay, what happened?
Yeah, was that real?
But yeah, Natalie's not having it. Courtney is very happy when she learns that she's the new lead.
Yes.
Z said he's happy for her, but to the cameras, he's disappointed.
Yeah,
He's
you
like,
can tell he's
this is
bummed.
disappointed. You can tell, first of all, he says no hard feelings, but to the cameras, it's like, this is disappointing. Like, I don't get it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's going to affect, forget Z and Storm's relationship. I wonder if it's going to affect Z and Courtney's relationship because they were so close. They were like boyfriend, girlfriend, basically. They were so tight. Now he might start to resent her.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
I hope not.
But I didn't get why Storm stormed off.
Because he was getting shit from Natalie.
Well, no, but legit shit.
I think he probably knows he was wrong. He probably was like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that.
But what he said, he like storms off. And he's like, I can't take you anymore. Get the fuck out of my life.
Yeah.
Very dramatic.
Very dramatic.
I'm like,
That's the booze.
that's what I'm saying.
That's the booze.
He's going to regret a lot of things.
We'll see. Another TBC. All of these episodes have been to be continued.
TBC.
So we'll see. But that's it for now, guys. Another just fantastic episode.
Just fantastic.
Just another great episode. Thank you guys for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. We got memes. We got news. Message us. It's a good time. Also, check out the Patreon. Patreon.com/Married to Reality. Single life. Love is blind after the altar. Got an episode of Real Girlfriends in Paris up on the family affair level. More to come. So check it out. Patreon.com/Married to Reality. Thank you guys again for the reviews. We love the love. And make sure you guys are following the podcast wherever you're listening. It's so easy to do. You just look down and smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as hopefully the new decade.
It's going to be hot. All right. That is it for now. I've said it all. Have you said it all?
Said it all.
Sure have. All right. That means we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.